So to confirm, I know you said earlier Blake Marlis was cleared. He's in tonight?
Yes.
So he hasn't played in over a month. What do you look for to come back?
Just to, play his game. I mean, there's nothing particular that I want to see out of him. He's been here for years. I trust him in every situation on our team. Plays penalty kill, plays power play, really good 5-on-5. He's become a driver of our team over the years, so just excited to have him back.
How big of an asset is he back into this forward if he can't help you?
Yeah, I mean, you don't want to lose any player because you're a team and everybody's part contributes to how good our team is. But when you lose players like Mersch, like Byro, like Weisbach, players of that caliber, players that have been here for a number of years and are drivers of our culture and our identity and how we want to operate, those guys you miss. And so getting them back is important.
You got four of the top six scoring teams in this league or just in this division. Laval is one of them. From a team defense side, how do you contain that?
Well, the best way to play good defense is to have the puck. Nobody can play good defense when the other team has the puck too much. So the best way to play defense is to be on offense. So Laval is number one in the league in expected goals for. Very dynamic offensive team, explosive, hard to play against. So you need to manage the puck. The best way to keep the puck is make good decisions with the puck. It's not always about trying to create a scoring chance when you have the puck. It's sometimes living to fight another day, managing your decisions. When do you dump it in and try to go forecheck it versus when you're trying to make a play in the line rush. So, those are things that we're getting better at. It took time last year. We weren't good enough defensively last year until probably halfway through the season. And I think that's why we were much better in the second half and in the playoffs. And I think that's going to be similar this year. We're getting better defensively. We're not good enough yet, but I'm not going to be a coach that just focuses on defense and it's defense. I believe in how we develop and how we practice, and that's not going to change. And we're going to keep chipping away at becoming a really good defensive team, because by the end of the season last year, we were a great defensive team, even though how young we were.
You talk about managing the puck. You've also talked before about managing game situations. So, like Saturday against Cleveland, I mean, can going through games like that help moving forward with properly managing those?
Yeah, you want to learn from every moment you have. And so win, lose, you learn. How you handle moments, how you handle situations. And, we talked about some of those things this week. Second periods have been hard at times. Your puck decisions get magnified in the second period because you have the long change. Turnovers get magnified, line changes get magnified. And sometimes that's been elusive for us, so you're always trying to balance. You never want to be a coach that takes the puck out of your players' hands. I want our players to play with confidence, to play fearless, to play an attacking style. And so I don't want Yuri Kulik and Linus Weisbach and Brandon Byro and Isak Rosane and, on and on down the line to believe that they shouldn't be making plays. But you want to teach them, is the risk worth the reward? And you have to factor in hockey or in football, you're setting that play up in advance and the coach decides it. In basketball, the play is called and a lot of times the coach decides it, right? In hockey, you're making that decision on the ice, going 20 miles an hour with physical resistance against you, and you have to make that decision. The coach doesn't make that decision. You have to own that in the moment. And you just have to go through those things and learn from the mistakes that you make. But players need to grow through handling those decisions on their own. I'm never going to be a coach that takes the puck out of our players' hands.
Well, when you have a team against you like Laval, though, I know you've referred to them as chaotic, their style. Can slowing down the game in certain areas combat that?
No. They're going to be chaotic. They're going to play their style. Slow plays into their hands. I will never be a coach that coaches his team to play slow. You play slow, you have to go through 5 players on defense. You play fast, you might only have to go through 2 or 3 or 1. I do not believe in playing slow.
I'm all good.
You said Mersh and Yops play together so well because they're the good kind of predictable. What does Kisakov add to their line?
Kisakov's level of predictability to his game has been very good this year. What Kisa's doing, so Yobst and Mersh are very predictable. And I think young players usually need to learn that predictability is a good thing, and it's not a bad thing. It doesn't mean you're not creative. I always say to our guys, both defensively and offensively, if I have the puck in a situation and I know where my 4 teammates should be, and they usually are 8 out of 10 times, that allows me to be as creative as I want in how to utilize them. So Mersh and Yopst are 2 of the most predictable players on our team. Mersh is probably the most predictable player I've ever coached. And Kisa, through the adversity he went through last year, through the growth he went through last year, has become a very predictable player in his play with and without the puck. But he also adds some creativity and some skill at a high level with those guys. And he's doing little things extremely well right now. I just was talking to him this morning about a few situations from last week. And, you know, he's frustrated that he's not scoring more because he's putting himself in position to score more. And I said, well, just slow down for a second. Let's rewind to last year. And you weren't getting these chances. You'd go through 5 games without getting as many chances as you're creating in 1 game now. And so he's doing things right. He's skinning people on the forecheck. He's getting above people on the back check. He's winning puck battles. He's stopping and starting instead of looping. All of the little things that are getting him in position to have the puck. And then they create scoring chances. I believe with his mind and his skill, if he continues to create the number of chances he's creating, the offense is going to take a big jump. At what point? I don't know. Like I like to say sometimes, it's around the corner. You know, how big is that corner? You don't totally know. But his offensive breakthrough is coming, and it's just around the corner somewhere.